Good morning to all of you. Welcome back to the Namaste experience on this beautiful Wednesday morning. So good to look out and feel all of you. That's what we're doing. We're feeling into one another. And from that intimate joining, something very magical, or at least what seems to be very magical, begins to happen. Even though it's not magical at all, it's just the way love is and the way love works. You know, yesterday I sang a song based on a song that you all know. Yesterday was the name of the song. And what you may or may not know is that Paul dreamt that song, or at least the melody. He woke up in the morning having dreamt this beautiful melody that he was singing as he woke up, and he thought, this must just be a song that I heard, and he went and asked the other guys, well, what is that song? I mean, it's in my head. And they all said, well, we don't know. I guess you wrote it. So he put words to it, and it became maybe his most beautiful song. But it was something that was born of a creative impulse that existed primarily between Paul and John. Because Paul and John, being the geniuses that they were and are, there was an opening that allowed this inspiration to shine through each one individually. But it was when they joined together as a songwriting team, in the joining came the magic. And my goodness, I mean, even if you're not a Beatles fan, which I think that would be a shame, you've got to appreciate that music. I remember quite a number of years ago when my daughter was, 14 or so, she came to me and said, Daddy, the Beatles are coming back. I said, honey, the Beatles never left. You're just catching up. So there's just this energy in the joining that sparks something even higher, even greater, even more divine. And that's, I think, why so many great, amazing songs, works of art came from that partnership between John and Paul. And at the same time, there's a passion that has to be present. Without the passion in any relationship or love, it's just ordinary, I guess would be a word we could use. There's nothing that is lifting it, drawing it upward like smoke, like incense. Without that passion that I'm sure John and Paul had, they would never have been able to write the songs that they wrote. It's just like in any love relationship, without passion, the energy just begins to dissipate. We see that often, don't we? But when that passion is there, whether it be in a romantic relationship or any holy joining, it's going to lift higher and higher and higher. And even then, it becomes more and more simple. Like, take a song like Yesterday. It's a very simple song. Even the words are very simple. Yesterday, all my troubles seemed so far away. Now it looks as though they're here to stay. Oh, yesterday. Oh, yesterday. Beautiful. And I was thinking of another song about love that I love, which is a song by a woman named Leslie Duncan. But you don't know the song from her. You know it as a song that was recorded by Elton John. It's one of the only songs that Elton recorded that he and Bernie did not write. And it's such a simple song. It's called Love Song. And it goes like this. The words I have to say may well be simple, but they're true. Until you give your love, there's nothing more that we can do. simple song about love. I mean, we could say the same thing about love, 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 bum, 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 love. All you need is love. I mean, how simple. But there's a passion that's present in all of these songs, and that's what lifts it. That's what carries it in our minds and in our hearts. So the reason I'm bringing all of this up is because, I did an overnight flight yesterday, and that has a tendency to interrupt my sleeping patterns a little bit for a couple of days. So I woke up this morning at about 3 or 3:30. Couldn't get back to sleep, but the reason I woke up was interesting. Something that has never happened to me ever in my life. In my dream, I was singing a song, much as Paul heard a song, heard the music to yesterday. I was writing or singing a song in my dream, and even in the dream, I thought, I have to wake up and write this down.
Wow.
Which I did. I immediately got up, splashed some water in my face, and wrote the song down. And once again, it's utterly simple. But I think, once again, simplicity and passion, when they're married together, this is what has the strongest impact. So this is a song called Love to Love, which is, I think, so simple but beautiful because it reminds us to fall in love with love, to be in love with love itself. So this is the song that I dreamt last night. I would love to love. 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 Love is the highest mountain to climb, the path that leads to my home, the way to the heart, never apart. Love alone, yes, love alone. I would love to love. I would love to love. Join me. I would love to love. Yes, I would love to love. Love is the only song left to sing. When I awaken, it's there upon my tongue. The path that leads me home. With love, I'm never alone. Love is one. Oh, yes, love is one. I would love alone. Yes, I would love to love. I would love to love. I would love to love. Love is like an ocean, deep and without end. Its measure far beyond what we can be known. Dive without concern, each lesson there to learn. Love alone, yes, love alone. I would love to love. I would love to love. I would love to love. Yes, I would love to love. One more time. I would love to love. I would love to love. I would love to love. Yes, I would love to love, to love. So simple. Yeah. Beautiful because it's so simple and has such passion. And that's the passion that we have to cultivate if we're to fall in love with love. Which is another way of saying fall in love with God, fall in love with each other. It's all the same thing because it's all love. And when we let it be that simple, then the simplicity of that reality takes hold. So I'm glad I woke up with that song in my dream. It's simple but true. So Vicki, I'm going to go ahead and let you take it from there. Good morning.
Why, thank you, Brother James. Thank you, everybody. And my favorite line, oh, that love is the only song left to sing. It's where we are. It's the only song left to sing. And I'm looking right now, right in our Zoom room, and there's Bonnie with her daughter Nicole, just loving, just loving. Bonnie's probably asleep. But what a picture of we're only here to love. It's the purpose, it's our passion, it's the answer to everything. Instead of worrying about your problems, go forth and love. Just go forth, and we don't have to look for love to find it. It's always right in front of us because there isn't anything but love. And when we're thinking there is, it's just like having a speck in your eye. Just take it out and see that all that's left is love. If the truth is God is all and we're part of all, then right in front of us, if you live alone in a room with 100 people in your room, it's all full already with the presence of love, because that's the nature of creation. And finally, when we've turned our head to creation instead of to the make-believe land we made up, we find ourselves in great company. This company, I never had so much company as when I've been here living alone. And I'm someone that lived within extended communities of every order you can think of all my life. But it's when I found out I was physically alone that all this invisible company jumped up and, like, oh, just got my attention because I was too busy looking at the forms and I didn't hear the songs of love that were being sung to me all day long. And now I do. And now I hear them with all of you and see it. And I literally, when I look at you, and those of you that don't put your camera on as well, when I tell you, and I know this is true for you, James, I cherish each one of you. I cherish you for hearing the call for love and answering it. There isn't anything I wouldn't do for any of you here. It's true. It's like love just wants to give itself and to love love. because there's nothing else here to do. That's what makes it playful in the end. If we take our attention off the fantasies and dreamscapes that we made up and go back to the source, not to the effect, go back to the cause, to the source in ourselves, then there's nothing but delight. It may not always be the most helpful expression in given circumstances, but the stability of love in us is what is our stability. And let it express appropriately wherever we find ourselves. But when we are in an environment that is open, then it's natural to tune to love and that it's playful. The nature of love is carefree because we are cared for. Love cares for us. And finally, as a family, we have joined together to let love love us, let love take care of us. And James, I just have to say, Jimmy and I have known each other for more than half my life, and more than half your life for sure. And from the very beginning, from the moment I met James, he gave me this little pamphlet on unconditional love. And I remember going back to I was in a little apartment with Teddy and Teddy, and I was so excited. Here is the voice of the living Christ. And he was young, I don't know, 20s or 30s. He was younger. And the spark of love was so evident that I wanted to do cartwheels. And I told him I just loved it. He didn't even remember writing it. It was this little pamphlet on unconditional love. But you, Jimmy, you have been so consistent, no matter what scenes you've been through, high and low, all of them, you have always it's some way tuned to the love inside of yourself, so much so that you have gathered us like a magnet to join you, to just fan that flame that we recognize in you and we recognize in ourselves. It may not show up in the same form. It comes in all these varieties, can come from knitting to songwriting. It can come in every variety. But the source of it is that passion, that creativity of love, wanting to give itself away, wanting to express. And you do it so beautifully. Jimmy, you have been such a beacon of light for all of us, for me, for all of us in this room, that we have been called because we recognize the song you sing. We recognize the song of love, whether it's a song about rabbits or it's a song about Jesus. It's like, it doesn't matter. It's the same song. You sing the same song and you sing it so creatively, so beautifully. And it's just impossible not to be grateful and not to enjoy it and not to be appreciative for the wingspan that it has to bringing us all together every day in a morning party, a morning prayer party, to remember that God and love is our life. Under any name, love is our life. That's really what it comes down to. Every day we commit, no matter what, we're gonna base back into love, no matter what. That's consistency. That's not compromising. That's the willingness. I can be right, I can be wrong. Who cares? I'm in love. And I'm going to let love take the lead. And thank you for taking the lead in love, holding that banner high in everything you do. And you bring us with you in it. It's really so much fun. So thank you. Thank you. And all of you, thank you for being beacons of that love light. Thank you.
Thank you, Vicky. That's what we are. We're all beacons of love. But it's the ignition of the passion that brings that into this together, joining, extending, loving one another. I've said this so often. My favorite quote, well, one of my favorite quotes from St. Francis is, "Why is love not loved?" Well, we've answered that question. Love is loved. And we are there. We are that love, extending itself, not only to one another, but into the world that needs love so much right now. We've been talking about that a lot the last couple of days. We're in a time, if time were real, which it isn't, but if it were, what it looks like is happening is a transition in which your love is so required. So what do? We love. We get passionate about that love. Lukewarm love is not going to take us anywhere. It never did, never will. It needs to be on fire. My favorite line from Jesus in the Gospels is, I came to set the world on fire, and how I wish it was already burning. Well, guess what? It's burning. We have to throw ourselves like logs into that fire so that we can catch, so that we can gain that heat and play the role that we were called to play before time began. So, Calico, with that, wrap us up. Take us home.
I love this song, James. Thank you so much. I was just laughing. I put a picture on my Facebook feed yesterday, and it reminds me of all of us actually here. And it was Big Bird in the background, and it was real dark. And so there was Darth Vader and all these other people, but all you could really see is Big Bird, And I really say, thank you for being my Big Bird. I wrote on the top of it, I want to see me as God sees me. In a world of fear, God sees me as Big Bird. And isn't that a wonderful thing? So I invite all of us to really step into Big Bird today. And just, wherever you go, that yellow light is you. Anyway, thank you.
Nice. Step into Big Bird. I didn't see our session going there, but I like it. I like it. Yeah. It just goes to show the playfulness that ignites when we give ourselves to love. When we just let it wash over us. Let it be simple. Let it be passionate. And step into Big Bird. And to that we say, Amen, 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 e punto. We love you all. Have an amazing day. Namaste.